Is it?
Ships. Kazon ships on long-range sensors. Closing fast.
Confirmed, Captain.
On screen.
It appears to be an armada, and their weapons are powered.
Red alert.
Power all weapon systems and stand ready. Mr. Kim, hail the lead ship.
They're hailing us, Captain. I'll put it on screen.
Hello, Captain. I'd like you to meet my good friend Mavis. We've just escaped from the Kazon Pomar.
What are you doing on a Kazon ship?
They're trade vessels, actually. Everything the Kazon have, they stole from the Trabe. Mavis will tell you all about it over a sumptuous dinner. The food hasn't been very good where we've been.
I look forward to it.
I was 8 years old when it started. I wasn't even particularly aware of the Kazon. They lived in restricted areas that children weren't allowed to go near. I didn't know they lived in poverty and filth. I didn't know they were persecuted by the trade police. I was told they were violent and dangerous and had to be kept isolated so they wouldn't get loose and kill us, which is exactly what they did. But we brought it on ourselves. The trade treated them like animals, fenced them in, encouraged them to fight amongst themselves so they wouldn't turn on us, and sat by while they turned into a violent, angry army. When they finally realized we were their true enemy, we didn't stand a chance. I was luckier than most. A friend's father grabbed me and took me with his family to one of the starships that managed to escape. I can still remember. It happened so fast. One minute, I was a happy child playing in a field. The next, an orphan, exiled in space.
It strikes me that in many ways we're in the same predicament. Separated from the lives we knew, searching for home.
A goal you may well achieve, Captain. But the Kazon have refused to allow us to find a new homeworld. Every time we try to settle somewhere, they attack and drive us away. We're scattered, like nomads, with no home and little hope.
It happened over 30 years ago, and the Kazon are still trying to punish you.
Like nomads. Remarkable, isn't it? With no home and little hope. Most of the trade who persecuted the Kazon are either dead or old men.
It happened
by
over
now.
30 years ago, and the Kazon are still trying to punish you.
Like nomads. Remarkable, isn't it? With no home and little hope. Most of the trade who persecuted the Kazon are either dead or old men.
It happened
by
over
now.
30 years ago, and the Kazon are still trying to punish you.
Like nomads. Remarkable, isn't it? With no home. And our children are innocent. But the Kazon's desire for revenge is as strong as ever.
How are you able to transmit to us without your crew knowing it?
Well, that's for me to worry about. Let's just say I'm very familiar with communications protocols. Now, will you let me talk to Seska?
Not without some proof you can be trusted.
She and I knew each other for a long time. She knows that I can be trusted. Just let me talk to her.
I'll convey your message. Contact me tomorrow and I'll let you know if she's willing to talk to you.
Before the uprising, the Trade were known as a highly evolved species. They produced scholars and artists who were widely admired, and their technology was among the finest in the quadrant. No one really knew about the Kazon and how they were being treated.
Why not? Holding another culture in virtual slavery isn't the kind of thing that would go unnoticed.
You have to understand, the Trade were rich and powerful. They manipulated information about the conditions on their planet. And no one wanted to risk offending them and losing opportunities for trade.
It seems to me that they've learned their lesson. Mavis and his people have freely acknowledged that they were responsible for what happened to them.
Still, I do not see that it is a particularly good idea to form an alliance with the blood enemies of the Kazon. We risk uniting all the factions against us.
The only thing the Kazon agree on now is that we are their common enemy. It's hard to imagine it getting much worse.
The Trabe have a lot of ships and a lot of weapons in that convoy. I think this alliance would be better than none at all.
I'd rather not be in the position of making an alliance at all, but that may be a luxury we simply don't have. My gut tells me we don't have any friends among the Kazon. As for the Trabe, I believe the people have the capacity to change. It's always been Starfleet's policy to deal with new species on a basis of openness and trust, until proven otherwise.
Captain, glad to see you. I wanted to thank you for the use of your medical facilities. We have very few doctors.
Everyone seems to be in generally good condition. Malnutrition is the most common problem, but it's easily alleviated with bionutrient supplements.
Thank you, Doctor. How much longer do you need?
I'd say less than an hour.
Will you walk with me?
Of course.
I've been thinking about our conversation at dinner,
Mm-hmm.
about the things we share. And it seems to me we could be of mutual benefit to each other.
Go on.
What would you say to the possibility of our joining forces? My starship and your convoy.
Clearly, we'd be a stronger force if we did that.
We could travel together for as long as it's advantageous to both of us. Maybe we'll find our way out. What would you say to the territory? And you could settle on a new my starship and your convoy.
It's a reasonable idea, Captain. I have no objection. But it would only benefit your group and mine. There are other Trabe who wouldn't enjoy the same protection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is a test. Test, 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 test. Yeah, seems to be working. I think I'm going to get up in the morning and get a little webcam.
Okay.
Sean was like, "Are you streaming this? I want to watch." I was like, "It's a good idea."
What happened to offsec? I guess you just share it with only a few people.
Just Sean, basically.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, you were coughing.
I mean, that was pretty loud.
I wonder if the... Yeah. Yeah, you were coughing.
Ooh. Surprised it catches my voice though.
I wonder if the... Yeah. Yeah, you were coughing. Test, test, test. Whoops.
I love you.
What are you doing?
I was gonna go stand in front of this heater.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Test, test, test. This is a test of the emergency broadcasting system. the emergency broadcasting system. Yeah, it picks up everything I say.